I never envisioned my name being involved with anything, and to see this beautiful building and this whole area named after me is an incredible honour.
Research, what I was amazed to find. Now, Blackbutt doesn't realise how famous it was. It is. The most famous tennis writer in the world was Bud Collins. And because of Roy Emerson, he flew to Sydney, flew to Brisbane, hired a car, drove to Blackbutt, said, "Where's Roy Emerson's dairy farm?" Went out, found the dairy farm, and he said, "The only thing left on the tennis court were the bottom of the two stumps." And he said they were like two ancient statues. And he collected some of the ant bed in a plastic bag and took it back to America. So that's how famous Roy Emerson is. And
a very hard-working mayor who just about put his job on the line, I'd say, with Main Roads. And I'm just going to ask him now to unveil our little surprise.
Saturday the 15th of October 2016, and we're here up at Blackbutt, and tonight is the final fundraiser for the statue, and all work and activity on the site. Here is where the statue is proposed to go at the present stage, and as you can see, a little bit of earthworks are going on to prepare for the statue. So I'm here with Hugh, Lunn, and we're waiting for Mel Anderson to turn up this morning. It's been raining, and I understand traffic's a bit bad.
It was incredible in that he won the US Open when he was unseeded, and he was in winning Australian Davis Cup team in 1957. He was another winning Australian Davis Cup team in 1973, so he's the man.
A single player, he's a great competitor, fitness. There's no one fitter than that, Roy, because when he went to the Brisbane Grammar, he used to go into every event, possibly on their sports day. And he held the long jump there, I think, for about 27 years. And that was probably could have been his 4th, 5th or 6th event for the day. So, you know, he was a great athlete.
Now, as Mal said, Roy was a great tennis champion, like Mal himself. And he said how athletic he was. Roy Emerson could do 300 kangaroo jumps, where you get on your haunches and jump in the air in a row. And an American tennis writer wrote that over his 165-pound, 6-foot frame, his skin was stretched like a bongo drum. And Manuel Santana, Wimbledon champion and Spanish player, said that Emerson has the strength of a bullfighter. So, and Fletch.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you for inviting me here tonight, and nothing would have kept me away. If it's for Roy, I will kill the pig or whatever it is. So Roy and Joy and Trevor and I have been great friends ever since we were kids. We go back a long way, and I will say about Roy, as a tennis player, he was the finest, greatest sporting tennis player the world had at that time, and I can tell you with some great players in that time. As well as being a great sportsman, he'd go for a run with us, like we'd be down with the kids down at the Gold Coast, and we'd be going for a run. So let's go for a run. We'd run along the beach, right? And Roy would then take off, and he'd go about a mile up the beach, and he'd come round and he said, "Are you guys going to go for a run, or aren't you going to go for a run?" That's how fit he was. He was just a magnificent specimen of the world.
In golf as well. Mel told us all about tennis and how good Roy Emerson was, and actually how good Australian tennis was back in the 50s and 60s and 70s. It was just a wonderful era for sport for Australia right across the world, but particularly in tennis, where we really were the superstars. And of course, at that flew to TV, and Mel was able to recap that, as Hugh said, straight off the cuff, and be able to update us about the marvellous player Roy Emerson, and I think we get to realise Mal always underplays how good he was too. He was a champion right across the world. Hugh, on the other hand, gives us the other insight into tennis, and wouldn't you love to sit down and listen to Hugh for about 2 or 3 hours to tell you some stories, because he's a bit of a cheeky lad as well. He's about Ken and Emmo and the linkage there. That is something that we really need to talk more about and showcase. But it is very special with people like Hazel and the Blackbutt community. We know that we are going to get a statue about Roy Emerson and let everybody know about how great he was, and hopefully we can get Roy, fingers crossed, we can get him back to Blackbutt when we unveil the statue in a few months.
Gentlemen, I'm here this morning with Mark Snell from Lava Works studio up on the Sunshine Coast, and my great son Nathan Ashley Rasey is holding the actual, one of the original fiberglass models. And what you can actually see right in front of us at the present stage is the full-size clay model, and it is wet, and it's wrapped up in...
Even when he was coming up, any wings didn't, but because he had 2 sisters here today, which probably kept him under thumb, is that right? But Roy was a great character. He liked to have a lot of fun, and I can remember in '55 when we were over there at Forest Hills in New York, and some of the girls got talking to Roy, and I was sitting around there, and the young ones, and of course they were very naive. When they found out Australian tennis players coming, they'd all get around and look, and they thought we might be some aliens. No, that's honestly, and anyway, Roy would get together, and then they'd ask Roy about the kangaroos and so forth, and he said, oh look, he said, Mum, when she goes shopping, she doesn't take a trolley or anything, she takes a kangaroo and just puts it in the pouch, all the shopping, and the girls said, did you hear that? And they went on, and I'd have to walk away. I couldn't stop laughing, and he said, because we use them as ball boys up there, he said, they get across the court so quickly and just put the ball in a pouch. And this is honestly, and all the young girls, they walk away.
I'm at Coolin this morning at the Lava Works art studio of sculptors Mark Snell and Jane Bailey. Now you all remember the miniature statue that we had made of Roy Emerson, which is absolutely unique. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we have the life-size statue, getting ready to go to the foundry very shortly.
But of course tonight you are making me welcome, and we are all delighted to be here. I would particularly like to acknowledge some people, Mayor Keith, of course, Councillor Spud, Daphne, and people who will hear from them in a moment. Julie and Terry from across the road and with Erie, and of course a special thanks to Hazel. We're actually pen friends now. We've been talking by email for so long, and during that we discovered that her grandmother and mine both came from Stonehaven.
Oh, the Switzerland one. Well, I'll give you an idea. I'm playing in the finals in Barcelona in the mix, so I'm stuck back there, and I have to catch a train to get to Switzerland. I get to Switzerland late, and of course the draw's done and everything, and I run into Roy, and Roy says, oh, Daphne, you don't have to worry about tomorrow. You've got no problem tomorrow. The girl you're playing's got no backhand. You know, you're left-handed. I mean, you can attack the backhand all the time. And you've got no problem. So I said, oh, I don't even want to go and look at the draw. I think I'll go to bed. I said, I don't know. Anyway, I hit a ball to the girl. She hits a magnificent ball. I can't believe it. She's an absolute rocket. Something, thank God she's got no backhand. And the next one across the backhand, she switches hands. Two forehands. She uses this hand, backhand. Beverly Price was her name, #2 in the world. So I look up and they're killing themselves. I get off and probably got 2 games or something, and I go looking for Roy. I can't find him at breakfast. And as I come out of the lift, there he is. I said, Roy, you, I won't tell you what he said. I said, Roy, you, so-and-so. He said, oh, look, all I said was she had no backhand. Am I right?
Okay, this morning here at Chalkers Foundry, we're about 30 seconds away from the floor, so I'm going to get there and wait for this.
So what's that cooking in there?
So that's the ceramic shell, that's what we're going to pour into. Okay. So that'll come out, we'll put it down here,
obviously, Roy.
It's a great pleasure to have Sallyanne here in Blackbutt. It's a great pleasure to have a tennis great, Daphne, in our presence here as well. Thank you to you, Hazel, for putting this on, for arranging this great achievement that's going to occur within the not too distant future. We're raising sufficient money for this statue, for the Roy Emerson tribute to you and the hard work you and your group are doing. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, each one of you for being here tonight and making this such a fabulous event. Thank you for coming in. Oh, baby, oh.
Okay, so this is Roy Emerson's torso being poured.
Oh, okay. So Hazel, it's over to you.
Well, it's been an absolute privilege this morning to be here at Chocker's Foundry in Brendale and watch the pour of the torso of Roy. You would be absolutely astounded if you saw what he looked like in bits on the concrete floor.
I'd like Mal. It's so nice to have my good friends who I competed against join me here today. And I'd like to ask Mal, Ashley and Rocket to join me in running around Wendy Turnbull's stadium just before we leave. I'll get the Deputy Lord Mayor to order an ambulance to make sure he could get us off Wendy Turnbull's arena.